Alright, guys, it's James the Show. Y'all know exactly. I'm pretty sure a lot of people been wondering where I've been, why I've been updating my YouTube, why I ain't really been doing too many things, or, I'm pretty sure people looking for my Let's Plays and everything that's going on. I know a lot of people know exactly what happened to me. If you watched it, if not, very traumatic experience. I won't get too much into detail, but with basically very dangerous situation, and it amplified already the PTSD I already had. A lot of stuff going on. I'm still trying to get past some stuff, but for the most part, that's still a work in progress. I'm still going up and down. I mean, it's a process. It's many levels to this stuff, and it is something else. So let's talk about what I wanted to get on here and talk about is what it means to be a man. What inspired this is recently, while going through all of this stuff, I've had the man that raised me, I've had him basically belittle me, berate me, harass me, talk to me like I'm a child, and basically he doesn't know me that well because he barely ever talks to me, but he raised me to be this a robot, and I've just recently found out this thing. He raised me to be a robot. Everybody knows, anybody knows me personally knows the man that raised me was my uncle. I love the man to death. I love that he actually gave me the basis of being a man, and I'm not, for any reason. I respect the man in terms of he is my stand-in father because a lot of people don't know. I don't know my father. I've never met him before. I don't know where he is. In the past 2 years alone, I've tried to meet him at least two or three different times, and no luck. He makes it. I met some of my family. He tries to pretend like he doesn't remember my mom. Quite a jerk, but that's neither here nor there. So, talking to my uncle recently, it's just like in these past few months, in the past 3 months that all of this has been going on, I have a how do I say this? I've been finding out that I was raised to be a robot, but not just by my uncle, by multiple people. I'll tell you, what does it mean to be a robot? I know you're probably wondering what I'm talking about being a man, but I guarantee you I'm going to bring all of this together real quick. So what we're talking about is I was 16. I was like a blank slate, very impressionable, very young guy, very impressionable. You could literally paint me to be anything. I was a blank canvas. You could just paint me to be something. And when you painted me like that, I was already the emotional type of child. I'd run up to my mama and I'd give her a hug and a kiss at night and tell her I love her. Do the same thing with my big sister. I would do that all the time, and they used to always tell me, "Don't ever change. Stay who you are. Always be who you are." And those are two people. No matter what we went through while I was growing up, they were never robots because they were never trying to program me in another way. They always wanted me to stay the same. Now, what makes us human versus being a robot? Our emotion. When you abandon your emotion, to me, basically, you're just not human anymore. That's what makes us human. You know, it's like my grandma's church was, of course, one of the first churches that I grew into, and they would always preach about, stuff about, read the Bible and, follow the Bible, everything will be perfect. Everything. And when they talked about that, I followed everything. I tried to follow that. I tried to follow it every way possible because, again, this is me being a blank slate, and this is them giving me some color. It didn't work. My life was still crap. I still got taken advantage of. I still I didn't have a lot of fun growing up all the time. I was either being bullied at school, bullied at home. I was, I just I was always depressed. I've never truly understood why. So it's like, while one guy would always, one of those guys that actually I did connect with a lot, him and his wife, I saw them, and I understand, and I truly respect both of them. But I know that their beliefs and mine are completely different now. And while his life is pretty solid, sure, he went had his own issues, but great man, takes care of his family, works, very excellent man. I always respect that, but it's like they're programming me not to be emotional. They were always telling me, follow this book. The book comes first. That's it. My uncle on the other side was telling me that money always comes first. So basically, growing up, I always had this thing where I felt like I needed to be perfect. I was trying to live to be a perfect person. Every time I made a mistake, and my brothers that I grew up with can testify, I was always the hardest on myself, and they'd always tell me, man, just let it go, man. You made a mistake. No, I didn't. I just had to keep pushing and holding on to it, and not be complaining and angry just because I made one minor mistake. See, what drove me crazy, what got my emotions all fired up, what made me so screwed up growing up, and what actually triggered my bipolar was who I was fighting against who I was being programmed to be. So what that means is, basically I had an internal war going on, and I didn't even realize none of this stuff. This is why I've had such a hard time in life. I've been insensitive to people. I've been a jerk to people. It's like, because this is who I was programmed to be. And I felt like I always needed to live up to this standard. Now, my mom has been like the realest person on the team. Like I always say, mom is always going to be the realest person on the team. She stands up for me. She protects me. I mean, she's twice my age, and still, I'm a man, and she still protects me. And you need that. So I say thank you to my mom, and shout out to all the mothers out there that's doing the best they can, no matter what people think. If nobody appreciates you, I do. So she's been defending me, helping me, trying to get through. So my uncle believes that money is what makes you a man. See, and I go by this whole logic. Money doesn't make you a man, because there's a lot of times that you have a lot of money, but if you don't, I'm a person, I don't make half as much money as he does, but I still make money. The way he talks to me is like I'm just a failure at life. He literally tells me all the time of how I'm going wrong in life, and for the first time in life, I'm actually making internal progress. My brothers tell me, my mom tells me, some of my sisters tell me how they're proud of me, and I can tell whether they say it or they don't. So I'm gonna touch on that in a second, but he literally just talks to me like I'm a failure at life because I don't make as much money. What it means to be a man is you have to take care of responsibilities. So, if you are a man who sat at home, and you and your girl, your wife, y'all had it worked out to where she goes to work and you stay at home, that's y'all business. Is he taking care of the household? Is he trying to run the house? Is he taking care of his children? That's what makes a man. See, there's a million. I'm a person that thinks of it like this. The way my uncle makes it seem is, a man could make $1 million a year easily. He's making 7 figures. He's a man because he got all of this money. But to me, and how it really is, you're not a man if you got children and you don't take care of them. So you could have all of this money, but that's responsibility. See, I've earned the right to be called a man. 10 years ago, I couldn't say that because I still hadn't fully grown up yet. Now, what makes me a man is because I stepped up to the plate when it mattered the most. When my mom got laid off in 2017, I was the one that went into a job that I hated every day. But I did it because I had to make sure that my mom was okay. that we had a place to stay. A lot of people didn't know that was going on. I was stressed out, I was tired, angry, I was pissed off all the time, and nobody actually just, a lot of people didn't even say, James, you alright, man? You okay? They don't give a they don't give a damn. They didn't care. But at that point in time, I was literally earning the right to become a man. That's it. See, my uncle doesn't look at it that way. See, he looks at it as, oh, you don't make enough money. He doesn't even know in 32 years. 32 years. There's so many things in life I've already accomplished. Let's say 16 years. I tried to live up to him and what standard he has. I tried so hard to live up to that standard. And I never did it. I never lived up to the standard that he wanted me to. And the reason I know, he never once has come out of his mouth and just said, hey James, you know what? I'm proud of you. Yeah, you know what? And people don't realize those 5 words. I am proud of you. That whole phrase. Nobody knows how powerful those 5 that phrase is. 5 simple letters and 5 simple words can change the whole of a person's whole perspective. I waited a long time, but I got my mama to finally say she was proud of me. My brothers said they're proud of me. Some of them, one has even told me I inspire him every day because despite the crap I've had to deal with, I'm still out here trying. I have every reason to be a jerk, but I choose not to be. I choose to be a nicer guy and try to actually help people. So when he told me that helped me. It inspired me to be better. So going back to my uncle, he doesn't even know. See, he wants me to go do what he did. He wants me to go run out and go drive this and do that, drive a bus. I don't want to do that. That's for him. We all have different paths. It's like this is that same cliche that you see in movies or TV shows where the parent gets mad at the child because they don't want to follow in their footsteps. It's like, I don't want to be at work for 6, 7, 8 days, 30 days in a row. He worked it 30 days in a row for whatever he feels he needs to do. Mentally, I have blocks, and I just figured out those blocks. I can't work like that. Mentally, when I'm drained like that, you don't want to see me. I don't want to see myself. I'm a jerk. I'm really insensitive. I'm impatient. I have very short temper. It's not good. I need mentally, I need to rest. So, I understand that. It's just, for me, finding out that balance. For him, when the one time I've ever told him what I truly want to do in life, he shot it down immediately. Just shot it down. Now he has the money to where he can say, you know what, nephew, I want to help you get there. I want to invest in that. He doesn't say that. See, I call him just to talk to him because everybody calls him for money or when they need something. I call him just to talk to him. A lot of times he won't answer, and it'll take him forever to call me back. But when he wants to call and talk to me like I'm a child and, do it, whatever he feels is necessary, I feel like he just calls me to use me as a punching bag when he's in a bad mood. But you have time in your busy schedule, quote unquote busy schedule. You got enough time to call me in 4 times in one day. I call him 4 times in one day, he won't ever answer. And then when I don't answer, he want to call everybody around me. Basically, you're trying to call me for what? What do you want to call me now for? The last time I talked to him, he called me at 9:30 in the morning. I just gotten up out of the bed. This dude decided to call me and he wants to talk to me about how I'm feeling at life. Now, no, that situation I had, that literally was still fresh. It was still a fresh scar. It hadn't even started healing yet. And it's like I had to fire back. And me being the person that I am, I respect him enough to not want to go there with him because I'm just like, I got enough to do already. I don't have time for this. He told me to stop listening to my licensed therapist so I can go make money. It's like that's that robot mentality. Screw your feelings. You go out there and you make money. Screw it. Don't worry about it. But now that's what I'm understanding. Money doesn't make you a man. Handling your responsibilities correctly is what makes you a man, and I've earned that. Some people think I'm arrogant. That's fine. I'm not. I'm very confident in who I am because I was never confident in the first place. My uncle looks at me as I'm a scared little boy that's 16 years old. That's not me anymore. I grew past that. The biggest heartbreaker, and it's been shattering me. It's been shattering me like crazy. I don't know my real father, and my stand-in father is my uncle. After almost 17 years of trying to live up to his standard and living up to his image he could be proud of, he still looks at me like I'm a failure. Like basically nothing I've ever done in life is worth anything because I don't make any money. People don't realize how much that can hurt somebody. So I say this: if you are a father, an uncle, an older brother, a younger brother, a son, or you're a cousin, cousins, and this is to shout out to all the men. I don't know if this applies to women, but I know as a man, when you can hear another man come to you and say, you know what, I'm proud of you, especially father figures, that just any of them, if they can come to you and say, hey, you are hey, I'm proud of you. That's all you gotta say. You will change so much, and people don't realize how powerful that phrase is. It inspires me anytime one of my brothers tell me how it's big of me to do something, or they're proud of me, or something. Even coming from my mom, that really helps me. It changed your perspective in life. So with that being said, like I say, that's my philosophy on being a man. It's not about money. It's not about numbers. It's about the responsibility that has been laid at your feet, and do you take care of it? That's what it is. That right there. What's been laid at your feet, do you take care of it? And the other thing is, if you can change somebody's life by telling them how proud of them you are, go for it. That's basically my little rant for now. I may come up with some more stuff depending on how this goes. So I'm doing the whole show signing off, and you guys know I'm never this vulnerable. So I guess it's quite the treat. See you next time.